Hi, my name is Masha, and I'm so excited to share this sketchbook tour with you. I'm gonna go through basically all the pages and give little comments here and there and just yap about sketchbooks. I know previous video was all about sketchbooks, and this one will be all about sketchbooks once again. So if that's up your alley, I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in the end. It's very hot here in Rotterdam, so I was hoping to film outside, and let's see if it may be gonna be too nosy, but hopefully it's okay, and you can bear with me and these authentic ambient city noises that will inevitably cut in here and there. As you may have heard from my previous video, I mentioned that I am finishing a sketchbook I started in May 2025. I finished in May 2026. I'm happy to share this sketchbook tour with you because I'm very proud of my sketchbook, and I want the world to see, I want to see the good stuff. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Wait, I'm gonna let my cat out. So first of all, I've customized the first sort of inner spread by sticking a bunch of little cutouts from my old thrifted books that I found, and drawing like a strange little guy and like a tree and a butterfly. And there's also a reel on my Instagram where you can see me do all this if you're interested. Kind of my first reel to ever pop off. So, not to brag, but it's pretty good. But anyway, here's the result. Do not go and get stuck in the reels. Just look here. I'm very happy about this. I never really customized this part so much before. I would just like write when I start and when I finish, and maybe like doodle something. But like, yeah, taking time to kind of collage and scrap these pieces together really inspired me. And we move on. May last year, I was like working on starting Patreon basically. So I was just brainstorming here about what tiers I could have and what like their little images would look like. And I really like this spread, especially this side where I have this crocodile cut out of carbon paper, brown paper, and I drew my friend in their drag makeup, and I love that drawing of them so much. I'm so happy with how it translates their vibe. And yeah, and just like tried to draw my summer house from memory and things and stuff as always. I also very often draw myself as a sort of character in my sketchbook, and so you're gonna see this more often. I also draw my cats and my boyfriend. I'm really happy with the socks. I think I started drawing him because of I like the feet, but I thought maybe you won't understand its feet just because I'm like, whoa. So I drew him as well. Yeah, I hate this dragon. I kind of have hard time drawing dragons. Um, yeah, but I do better than this, so I don't know. This one upset me, I remember. And sometimes I'm doing like little planning, like I do a lot of to-do lists and stuff, or just full on sketch out like days of the week, and sometimes they stay unused, which I'm actually totally fine with because it looks nice. I love a good grid. Yeah. I also sometimes plan like my Instagram stories and stuff, and things that I'm gonna draw and make later. I love these. I call them птицепуки, which basically would be like a fart birds translated to English. And yeah, the clouds are just farts of these fart birds. Actually, if you didn't know, now you know. I really like this spread, like this tiger's head. Yeah, I had like a tattoo job where I needed to convert basically a tapestry into a tattoo, and so I was playing around with how to best show like the details of it all. Yeah. I also got to do like catering for an event, and this page was my prep. I just, yeah, wrote down all the like things I want to cook and what I need to get for them, and blah 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 blah. I also, in May last year, my partner's sister had a baby, so we got a niece, and I was drawing her a lot, and it was just funny because she's just like, I don't know, she was really like a default baby back then because she was so small. There was like no personality yet. Like in the coming months last year we would see her and like more and more be like, oh wow, she's like a real baby now, not just like this little creature. So you'll see more of her as well. And I was like drawing our trip to Lithuania and stuff, and drawing more of this caterpillar, hungry caterpillar, because I was supposed to have a tattoo with someone, but they never got back to me. Tattoo artists will understand that happens quite a lot. Again, grocery lists, and yeah, here's Olivia again, keeping mad eye contact with me while sucking on a tit. That's just what babies do. That's just how they like to spend their time. I always feel like I'm really bad at drawing trees, but you'll see I draw them quite often because I love trees. This was when we all went to sauna in a little house by the lake, and the light suddenly went out. So look at these goblin faces. They're so precious. This was an opening of my friend Cornelia's exhibition. And yeah, here I'm drawing myself again, as you can see, because I'm the main character of my life story. Oh yeah, and this was another tattoo sketching appointment. It was just figuring ideas out for my partner. And this I was drawing in collaboration with my friend Luca. We were trying to think of her like dream coat and what that like looks like, and then we were drawing legs and just being like, oh, legs are hot, like, oh, what legs are hot, oh, these legs are hot, or whoa whoa. Yeah, and here I got like an open call for erotic illustration that I applied for, and so I was celebrating with these inappropriate goblins shaking their bits. This was a concept for a monster that I'm developing. Um, More planning. Sometimes it's more text, sometimes it's more pictures. Oh yeah, this we went to a shibari event and I didn't feel like tying. I just wanted to draw people around. Again, I would make such a cute goblin. Uh, me. This was for D&D campaign that I DM for my friends. Just like thinking of one of my players' parents and like what they're like. Another player of mine, Reen, her aunt. But this is also my player, Oz. Like sometimes I just do a lot of lists. Sometimes I do some like sometimes I see a shape somewhere and then I'm just like, ooh, this really looks like a cool frog to me, and then I draw it until I'm like happy with it, and then I just like fill the rest with some doodles. And sometimes it's for a purpose, and sometimes it has like a bigger role to play as I like turn it into a full illustration or something like that. And sometimes it's just my boobs are sweating because it's really hot. And yeah, sometimes it's just, yeah, like here I'm preparing for Bug Week that my friend Cornelia organizes, and drawing dungeons and stuff, which actually I do in another video that I'm gonna link somewhere here. And yeah, sometimes I just draw for no reason. Sometimes I just do it because it's part of my practice. That's how I get the juices flowing and thoughts going and just like process this life. Uh, we organized a hot air balloon camp last year, and we were playing Mafia, but like instead of Mafia, it was the swamp, and like the people were frogs and the Mafia were storks. So I was just thinking of making like playing cards for that. Also, sometimes when things get very wild and there's a lot happening, I do really like to plan everything properly to just kind of help myself find structure and stuff. Oh my god, I was trying to draw the girls from K-On! And because I was rewatching K-On! For no obvious reason, and oh my god, I got so bad at drawing anime. Like it used to be one of my favorite things to draw when I was small, and now I'm a very out of practice. Also started sketching for my animations that I did for Beachtober last year. Yeah, I was like trying to draw one or two frames of each. Um, this was a dream I had about suddenly having to drive a bus for the first time and just being really bad at it and how stressful that was. Yeah, here's a story of how I was trying to mount a shelf in our bedroom to like put a little projector there. Um, I did manage to do it later, but I had to rent like a giant a hammer screw, a hammer screwdriver. No, a hammer drill. I had to get a hammer drill. More of the Peachtober animations. Here I was just doing a little. Yeah, I was doing a little workshop, but it wasn't going so well for me because at this time last year, like, yeah, I don't know, really bad stuff was happening, and I couldn't really focus on anything. And this was me, like, kind of seeing which prompts I posted, I sketched, finished, and posted and stuff. I ended up doing more than this. I just never really went back to marking it. Yeah, I was also like writing down Sudoku from internet and solving them together with my boyfriend. Oh yeah, we were having a tournament where we're like, oh, who's gonna do this first? Because we're both kind of obsessed with Sudoku. So that was really fun. More Peachtober drawings, and here's me like drawing, processing the fear and grief of like intense family stuff. And so yeah, all of these pages were just me literally like just processing what it feels like and trying to manage. And I really like this drawing of two people hugging. More Sudoku tournaments, more Peachtober animations. This is for the medieval monster guy again. This one is so cute. This I went to a screening of Dead, a movie by Isabella Rowland. Uh, this is more of my D&D stuff, more Sudoku. Oh yeah, I was at my parents and I really needed Sudoku and they didn't have a Sudoku book, which I assumed everybody would have a Sudoku book, but no. And I wrote down this Sudoku from internet. So the brown is what was there, what was from the internet, and it was so hard to solve. None of us could figure it out. Like my mom, my dad, we even like called with my partner, and we also couldn't solve it. Oh yeah, this was me trying to like just show my mom what D&D is like. So we like made this non-binary elf character for her, which she called Her was night, which is like fuck knows, translated. And yeah, I don't know. We ran like a little story, and it was really funny, and I really enjoyed that. It's fun to share like an interest you have with your parents and just see them how they like go into it. Oh, yeah. I was with my family after the intense things have came to a good resolution, the best it could be in that situation, and I had a lot of emotions and feelings about um yeah, the government of the country I come from and stuff like that. So this page was me feeling those emotions, okay? Oh yeah, this was my very very messy, like pitched over prompt where I was just like, I'm just going to put all of these that I've missed together and just create this fucking beast. Yeah, it was a bit of a. Bleh. I do really like how the ghost prompt turned out though. Oh, this was crazy. This was a shooting we had with my boyfriend had this shoot where that I helped with a Golden Star medalist swimmer, Ruta Milotite. Still feeling crazy that it happened. You see what I mean by like sometimes you make a grid or some sort of structure. And use it for nothing, but it looks really nice anyway. Like this page is so, uh, yes, yeah. Oh, I remember. I had so much coffee. I was just so anxious all the time. And then we went to Korea. My partner said it really accurately the other day. Uh, I think about Korea at least once every day. Like, we went to Korea for 3.5 weeks. In November/December, there were these cats inside the plane, and it was incredible. It was incredible. It was so good. This was just me drawing different things I saw inside the. What was the name of that museum? The museum. Lium. I don't know. I didn't love the museum so much, but I still used it to draw some things. Th- Does anyone does anyone else have a feeling that there's constantly construction going on in your city? Like non-stop construction all the time? I do. Oh, yeah, here I was thinking of developing like a narrative based on these monoprints that I did earlier, and I was like drawing. I was drawing myself as a character, duh, and I wanted her like in the city version to feel very. Maybe I have to go inside. I wanted her to feel very constricted, so like I didn't want her clothes to even fit her properly. Yeah, and I have like this scene where she's like super tight in the elevator and stuff. Also in Korea, we saw so many amazing like cool stationery, which I'm in this video sharing what I got from Korea. If you want to see that, and just so much inspiration on the things that me and my partner want to make after coming back. Like there were these crazy like calendars where you can basically switch months, but then the thing is plushy, so it's like a kind of like a pocket, kind of like a file holder thing for a calendar. Oh yeah, and this there was this giant no, there was this cookie store next to a place where we were staying, right next door. And we wanted to go there so bad, and every time we would go, it was closed. And then we realized, oh, okay, so it's just Friday, Saturday. And then we were like, oh, we're gonna like sleep in, and then we'll just go down on Friday and we'll just get something. And then we go down, and the line is like around the building and to the other street, and it only like by like 1:30 everything was sold out. So on Saturday we got into line before an hour before the opening, and we got the cookies, and they weren't really worth it, but it was a fun experience. I think in Europe people don't queue for things the same way as they do in Korea. Oh, this was me dreaming about our honeymoon. And this was really funny. We went to Busan for a few days. So we took a train to Busan and we downloaded the movie Train to Busan and we watched it on the train to Busan, and it was really really fun. I loved that. And we visited our friend Soyeon in her town Suwon, and there was like a blizzard. I don't know if that's a blizzard. No, it was like a thunderstorm with snow, and I never seen snow and thunder like happen simultaneously before, so this was just incredible. And we got to meet our friend's family and her cat Cinnamon, and it was just so, I don't know. I love getting to see where your friends come from, where like they take the route from. So that was very special. The whole trip was just, I got sick towards the end, but I only remember the how much I loved it when I loved it. Here was me like thinking what kind of book I want to make as a gift for our niece Olivia, and this was me like keeping tabs of what I sold at some markets, and more thoughts on what I want to sell, or like what what products I want to sell, how I want to like tweak them, and more picture book for our niece. This was me contemplating motherhood. Again, a sketchbook is a great place for my creative practice, but it's also a place where I just literally figure out myself, and my life is sort of like my companion in this journey that is life. And I was just drawing our niece and just like thinking about all this stuff and babies, and just like being like, just being like, I feel like I would be quite good at this whole thing, but I don't think that's a reason enough to have a baby. Like, I don't know, I grew up kind of never necessarily wanting that, so I'm still figuring out what it all means to me. I love these guys and this wood thing. Kakaeta Kareaga. And here I was trying to remember how to play this game that my great aunt taught me how to play when I was small. She called it Birja, and I have no idea how to translate that, or I don't know. If somebody Russian is watching me and you're like, Birja, да я знаю, как играть в биржу, please let me know, but I have no idea. I couldn't remember, and I couldn't find it online either. So again, this is like more text heavy, but I don't. I try really hard not to have big expectations of myself and the sketchbook. Oh yeah, here I'm in Italy with my sister. It was very cute because I visited her and she was going to language school, and uh, I thought that it would be really nice to like go with her. So I just woke up early in the morning with her every time and just like sit in a cafe waiting for her to be done, trying to like figure out the best way to draw her sleepy face. And this was me like thinking of a cover up tattoo for a tattoo I did for her earlier back in the day when I was still like hand poking and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. She told me she had a dream about this private eye, and I was like sketching for, like, I have a dream of drawing people's dreams, uh, and I was like taking all these notes and sketching. I still should come back to it, but life got in the way. Yeah, this I have I think I shared it on my Patreon before. This is kind of how I plan my like what open calls to apply to, if there's like any exhibitions I would like to participate or something like that, and I write it down in a list and like write the deadlines and stuff so that I can always, instead of like browsing internet and be like, okay, I have it all on one page and I can kind of observe and keep up. And here I started to introduce color. Now, this is quite a big deal for me because I have made it a point to, okay, this is colorful, but it's all, line work, same color, blah blah blah. I made it a point to keep it very like black and white, dominantly black and white, because it really helps to keep like a coherent aesthetic appearance of the book. And then here, after like 3 years of doing this, almost 3 years of doing keeping a sketchbook this way, I felt confident in my ability to like assess the layout and the form and blah blah blah. And I was just like, fuck it, I got these very nice pencils as a gift, and I'm gonna just no, these are acrylic markers from Midir. And yeah, and I just started working with them, and I love it. Oh yeah, this is like I got to I'm gonna reply from an exhibition called Sweethearts: The Great Escape that I'm gonna participate in it, which was really exciting for me because it was my first ever like exhibition that I was officially a part of, and I was just like drawing our house and thinking, okay, we have too many books, we need another shelf. What do we do with it? Blah blah blah. I tried to draw my makeup, and this was like all inspired by David Shrigley's David Shrigley's exhibition at Kunsthal in Rotterdam. I just like, I don't know, some of the things that I saw there really inspired me, and I wanted to like encapsulate them here. This was me overthinking workouts and weight loss and stuff, and just being a bit intense and going back into toxic behaviors of mine. But I stopped it, and I turned the page and wrote that I'm actually every very fit girly on the YouTube doesn't necessarily know exactly what you personally are dealing with. So like don't get too crazy going from video to video thinking what you should change about your life. More drawing. Oh yeah. Booba. Yeah. Oh yeah, his I was like doing some more tattoo design ideas because I needed to draw another forest on a rock, but I didn't want to do like the same thing I did before. I wanted something a bit different, something a little fresh. And this was me planning, like writing down the size of all the pieces I wanted to show in exhibition, so I can like get the frames for them and stuff. And here a friend of mine asked me to participate in another thing. Yeah, it's sometimes it's the list and applying. Sometimes it's the word of mouth. It's kind of everything. I think creative work is really, yeah, you just gotta keep putting yourself out there and keep reaching out to people and be open for opportunities, and yeah, just keep doing the thing. This I got really wet on the rain while picking up a scooter I got for my work. This was a very very satisfying therapy chart, not chart, table. This was me getting really far into stamping, and I was like doing this, and then that's like what I based this tattoo on, kind of like little square stamps. I got really obsessed with stencils at that point. More sad life stuff, watching Tall Girl with my friends, and yeah, yeah, and so I think I saw like a child's drawing or something somewhere, and it reminded me of this like very nice flower, or like it was a very thick flower, and I just wanted to kind of play around with that. And I started like writing letters with these rice grains, and it was also really nice. This frog, I love this frog, so good. Oh yeah, this was, I was researching like tattoo sketches for a gift we were making for our friends for their housewarming. I love this spread. Okay, this spread is so beautiful to me. I remember I was watching Lee Elixon's video. Elixon. Why did they make it sound French? Lee Elixon's video, and there were just like all these birds and little shapes and stuff, and I was just like so inspired to draw, because this is what it is. It's basically me being very obsessed with drawing, and I've been so for a long time, and this is where I am now. This was like our little trip to Paris on the weekend, and I was just drawing where we were and things and stuff. I love this as well. Okay, I hate this. It's very weird. I don't know why it's here, but I do love the spread altogether. It is nice. And this tree is like, it's those trees that have kind of like a little, like looks almost like no bark or like half empty bark, kind of naked trees. I think they're very beautiful. Oh yeah, and here we're going into color again, which I found really scary, but it's so fun. It's so fun. Like you flipping, and then suddenly, color. Uh, so absolutely no regrets. These I like. I had dreams about horny fairies, as one does. And what's this? We were like researching and talking about the font application with my friend because they're helping me write it because I'm really bad at writing, and we just had like brainstorm session. And here I also started like sticking little papers in, because with these crayons from Meteor that I'm using, you can kind of create like a monoprint by like, you know, and then it's here clear. um I can make a different video on that. And I'm also gonna have like an exchange with a tattoo artist where I make them a rug of their partner's cat, and I think this is going to be the vibe. This, I love this spread. Okay, and there's another one. Like here, you can see the monoprint thing better. Yeah, like it took the white from here and put it over the brown. It's not very clean, but I love it. I also started doing these sketchy lines. I've never tried that before, and I think this is literally the first page of me doing it. You'll see later, I cannot stop doing it. It's so nice and fun, and I love it. And this was me like explaining to my partner what kind of see-through mesh dress I want. I drew the feet so bad, so then I was like, okay, redemption feet. I like these. Okay, this is also kind of cute. It's kind of crazy, but kind of cute. Like when I did the dark lines here, I was like, oh my god, I ruined it. But now I actually can't really imagine what it was like without them. You're so judgmental the first second you look at something after you made it. And it's good to really separate the time of creation from the time of judging or like thinking about it, because it's always good to give yourself a moment. Like you should never judge while you create, because then you're just stopping yourself before you could maybe figure something fun out. And this was I took a trip to Spain for the first time to participate in a workshop by Fran Meneses, or Fran Nerd. Maybe you've seen her. Maybe you've seen her on the internet. She's been like one of my favorite illustrators and creators for a long time, and I kind of very, what's the word I'm looking for? I very impulsively got a seat at this workshop a few months prior, and I just thought, why not? You know, like at some point you just gotta realize like you're an adult and you can just go to Spain for a workshop, and it's a bit mind-boggling, but you can, and I did, and it was wonderful and magical, and I'm so happy that I've given myself that gift of just like learning so much, meeting great people, figuring out that Picture of Dorian Gray is hella gay, and I'm now added it to my to be read list. And yeah, I also kind of like brushed up my Spanish a little bit, and once again realized that I really want to like go back into studying it to like speak it properly. Because yeah, it's sad to have unfinished business, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Fran mentioned how like you can make a welcome basket. Like people make welcome baskets for new people who move into neighborhoods in Brooklyn, and she's like, yeah, you could make a welcome basket for your author, like your writer, your artist. And I kept drawing baskets because I thought it was such a beautiful idea, and this was just overtaken by sunlight and these very boy love puppy eyes. And here are some more drawings of Sevilla, and this is me coming back, and my boyfriend met me at the airport with some flowers, and that was lovely. And that is also the last page of my sketchbook. And here I have a fake €100. Can you tell they're fake? Can you tell they're not real? I'm not sure. A cat being blown away. I don't know. Just a little pocket I made, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna put things in there, and then I actually didn't put so many things in there. But yeah. And now, what is there left to do than to go out with the old, in with the new? And that was it. I have already started my new sketchbook, even though it was quite a stressful time, because I mean, I am now fully dedicated to Nuna sketchbooks. I found that this is the best like vessel that works for me. So I went to my local bookshop looking for them, and of course, like they only had two left, and both cover had like kind of. Is this very annoying? Both had a very ugly cover, and I ordered one online because I was like, well, okay, fine. And then it just wouldn't come. It was like weeks went by, it felt like, and it just wouldn't come. And then it went back to where I ordered it from, and it was very strange. So I went back and I bought one of the ugly ones, and I created a fabric cover for it with a little leak, and wrote my name on it as well. And yeah, I just became there came a point where I could not be sketchbookless any longer. You have to understand, I was tweaking. I was having sketchbook withdrawals. I was not myself. So I needed one, and it's perfectly fine, and I'm very proud of myself for making this cover. I also did it fully myself without help of my fashion designer boyfriend. So pat on everything, and yeah, I I can do like a tiny peekaboo. Hello, this is a sketchbook. But yeah, it's very fresh, and I'm coming back to my senses and remembering how I use a sketchbook. And once this one is done, probably next year, I will be making another sketchbook tour, be sure. And if you just cannot wait this long, then I also have a perfect suggestion for you. On my Patreon is one and only paid tier. I upload my sketchbook spreads monthly. So if you love my sketchbook and you'd like to see more of it, you can go there. You can also join as a free member and get additional yapping videos of me for free, where I just like update you on what I've been working on, what's happening in my life, and blah 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 blah. Mostly art related. Sometimes Dungeons and Dragons related. Sometimes just me being philosophical for no reason. But yeah, feel free to do that. Feel free to stay here. I thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video, and I will see you in the next one.